5 minutes left. Should we start now? Or?
Yeah, sorry.
I see.
Nobody else, sorry. Yeah.
My name is Tuan Ngo, and I'm a student at the College of Business Management major. And today I'll be presenting my presentation about my honor thesis, which is about Amazon Kindle and how it changed the publishing industry. So there's some highlight for my presentations. So the presentation will focus on important idea and important part of the thesis I wrote and then submitted like 2 weeks ago. And the length will be about 20 to 25 minutes. And other presentations will be the questions of our committee, and any question or recommendations for me to improve the thesis are appreciated. So abstract is the Kindle is made by Amazon.com, which is the world's largest online retailer. And as of 2011, it has like 137 million customers worldwide. It's huge. And the company introduced a Kindle in 2007, which is believed to change the industry and offer a new publishing model to its traditional publishing. Notice that before, Amazon used to be a traditional retailer. That means it sells the print book online, and now it's offered to sell the digital books. So the paper will detail the developments, technology, opportunities, as well as challenge associated with Amazon Kindle, but it relates to the publishing industry. First section, I talk about the publishing industry. So after 100 years of stability and the new technology innovation are shaking up the business, and some of the technology are ebooks, audiobooks, smartphones, tablets, e-readers, and those portable devices promise a new reading experience to ebook. And so we can say the publishing industry is in the midst of a transition, such as the iPod has changed the music industry a while ago. So ebook, what is ebook? Ebook is a short form for electronic books. Ebook is intangible. You cannot feel it, you cannot touch it, but you can read it using a portable device. And ebook's classification is divided into two sections. It's hardware independent and hardware dependent. So what it is? So hardware independent ebooks, that means that ebook you can read in any device. I mean, you can read hardware independent ebook using Kindle, Nook, or Sony Reader, or PC, any device you want. But for hardware dependent ebook, which is a rising star right now, it's like the book using you bought using the Kindle can only read using the Kindle application or Kindle e-readers, or the Nook you bought using Nook Store can only be read using the Nook or the Nook applications. And actually, the growth of the global internet recently promotes the distribution of ebooks, and it promotes the sharing, the distribution and retailings of ebooks. So in this figure, we see that the market share of growth of ebooks in 2009 and 2015. Actually, this figure varies between countries. In this figure, we see that the US and the UK possess the high level of e-reader penetration. And the US will have almost 22%, 22.5%. The UK is with 14.2% in 2015. While Germany is and Netherlands is lagging behind 6.3% and 4.4%. The reason for this is probably because most of the ebooks are available in English format, and when we don't have a lot of ebooks in the other language like German or Dutch, so this figure kind of varies between countries. So the market share of ebooks, it kind of varies. So in the next slide, I will define and will tell the timeline development of ebooks and e-readers. So from the first day that we create the ebooks to the 2 days of the Kindle. So in 1971, the first book ever digitalized It is the Declaration of Independence. And this year marked the first year for Project Gutenberg started by Michael Hart. He just died like last year. But Project Gutenberg has grown huge, and now it has like 32,000 books available. And Project Gutenberg actually, they provide the books digital life for free, so anyone can download the books and read it. And as we know that the digital rights expired 50 years after the author's death, so we have a lot of books that is our copyrights. In 1990, the first e-reader, the Data Discman, has been introduced by Sony. Actually, Sony is one of the first innovators in all kind of business, and they are the first mover in this e-reader market. The Data Discman is considered a success, but actually, with its high price tag of $550, its success cannot reach out of its home country in Japan. With the Data Discman is thick and it's kind of have a small screen, and actually a person can use the button to search for ebooks and read it use the screen. But the battery is doesn't last long, and this use like a CD to read ebook. And CD is not really popular at that time, so the Data Discman is just like the first mover in the market. In 1998, we have the Nouveau Media Rocket ebook. Why is this interesting? Because we see as in the Rocket ebook, this resemble what we see today is the tablet form. And the Rocket ebook actually resemble how a paperback book look. So it is different from the Sony Data Discman because it's thinner and its screen is bigger, and now it's like most of the Kindle and e-reader we see today. This device is advertised the whole 4,000 pages of book, and the battery can last for like a few days. But actually, this device is not considered a commercial success because of the not available of the ebook available at that time, and also actually this device, using this device, you can download the book in online website and put into this media without the need for a CD. In 2004, we see the first e-ink device. This is called the Sony Libre. And in this picture, we see that it's mostly resemble what we see today is a device that has an e-ink. Why e-ink is important? Because e-ink is a new technology by e-ink corporations. And this technology allows people to have the book-like feeling, and actually the e-ink can preserve the battery, and it's not like the LCD screen where e-ink can have battery last up to 2 months as of the device today. So the Sony Libre possessed the first e-ink device ever, and Sony is considered to be the first mover in this. Sony Libre is the predecessor for the Sony Reader we see today. In 2007, we see the introduction of Amazon Kindle, and that's the main topic of this thesis. As we see, the first Kindle is kind of big, and it has a keyboard, and it's expensive too. However, this device is considered a commercial success. This device sells out within 5.5 hours of its introductions, and it is like very popular in the mass media also. So with this success, Amazon Kindle is very confident in introducing the next generation of the Kindle, and its huge ebook store ahead. So next section, I talk about the Kindle. In the picture, we see the latest Kindle. It is a Kindle Paperwhite, and this is what we see today. This is a Kindle with very thin battery, lasts up to 2 months, and with backlight, you can use it to read in the dark. So we talk about e-ink because Kindle is using e-ink except for the Kindle Fire. So why e-ink is important? Because I say e-ink is like having a piece of paper that can be rewritten, erased, and rewritten an unlimited number of times. So it provides a book-like feeling and preserve the battery. And also the e-ink is very interesting because now most e-readers are using e-ink technology to for its device. So with e-ink, it's different from the LCD screen. When turn on and off, it's on and off. For e-ink, if you turn off it, it still remains and it doesn't cost battery. So next, I talk about the 5 forces that change the industry is in the e-reader market and relate to the Kindle. The first one is the barrier to entry. We see in the picture is a bill of materials for the Kindle Fire actually, and the cost is $174, including the label cost for $9 for manufacturing in China, and the Kindle Fire is sold at $199. So with the marketing cost, and shipping costs added, the Kindle is sold at its cost. However, most of the devices here are cheap and can be made by any manufacturer, so the barrier of entry is low. However, it's hard to manage and to sign a contract with publishers to sell books in its store. Like Amazon, it has very high bargaining power in order to negotiate with all publishers to offer a huge store. So we can say the barrier of entry to Kindle is low, but it's hard to make profit. First two, supplier bargaining power. So we have 3 suppliers for the Kindle, 3 majors. So manufacturer is Foxconn. Foxconn is a manufacturer for Apple, HP, Dell, and all company in America. And they use the chip label in China with technology by American company to produce the device at lowest cost possible. However, as a low-cost provider, Foxconn doesn't provide much supplier bargaining power because of the reason that there are a lot of suppliers that can do the same job as Foxconn. So Foxconn has a low bargaining power. Technology is e-ink. E-ink is patented by E-ink Corporation. So there's a lot of devices using the e-ink. So e-inks actually possess a very high bargaining power. So we talk about 3G technology, because the Kindle is using the WhisperNet. Actually, it is using the Sprint 3G network. This network can be altered by Altel or Verizon. And even though there's only 3 to 4 providers in the US, the 3G technology bargaining power is pretty low. So the Sprint have low bargaining power. So we have the buyer bargaining power. This issue is very, very interesting because buyers having very low bargaining power. Because as we know that the Kindle is hardware dependent. That means that it uses a technology called DRM to create a lock-in environment. Because DRM is said to protect the author rights and prevent the copy and reprint of the copyrighted material. However, it also prevents the ability of the buyer to lend the ebook, to resell it, to do much things with the ebooks without hurting the digital rights. And also it increases a very high switching cost because ebooks are attached to the buyer's Amazon's account. So that's why if you switch from Amazon to Barnes & Noble, you lose all the ebooks in the Amazon account. So in this case, we see the buyer have pretty low bargaining power. The threat of substitute. So we have all substitute to the Kindle. Of those are desktop, portable PC, tablet, smartphone, and traditional books. Of those, smartphones have the highest threat of substitute to the e-readers because the smartphone penetration in the US is 53%. That means in 2 people, there's 1 people that own a smartphone. Smartphone is portable. It can be put in the pocket, and it can be read anywhere. And anyone use smartphone. and not everyone use e-reader. So, and also with a smartphone, you can install both Kindle, Nook, or Sony, or any reading application at the same time. And using the smartphone, you can read all kind of books that you need from all providers. First slide is rivalry within the industry. And we see that's a lot of rivalry in this industry. Also, of those, as CEO Barnes & Noble point out, there's only 3 to 4 rivalry can consider to be a threat to Amazon Kindle. And of those, that's the iPad, the Sony Reader, the Nook, and the Kindle. Of those, the Nook introduced in 2010, and it's very interesting that the Nook actually leading the price war. It is introduced at $249, and the Kindle is at, like, I think that is more than $300 at that time. And then the Kindle and the Nook is competing excessively for the price. And now, due to the introduction of the Nook, now most e-readers are now cost as less as $69 for the lowest device. And about 5 years ago, it cost like $500. So the Sony Reader is the first mover in the market. However, the Sony doesn't take advantage to take market share. It's now making a premium on the device, but the Sony Reader itself is more expensive and doesn't have most function compared to the Nook and the Kindle. And next, we talk about the iPad. The iPad is not an e-reader itself. It is a tablet that costs $500. But actually, most people, iPad is having the highest market share in the tablet world. And the iPad, you can use the iPad to read any book from the iBook store, the Kindle, or the Nook. And with the Kindle, you cannot do it. So, and also with the introduction of new iPad mini, priced at only $329, the iPad is possessing a very dangerous threat to Amazon strategy itself. So, Nook versus Kindle versus Sony versus iPad. Of those, there are many threats to the Kindle. However, Kindle is still holding the largest market share. In a nearest estimation, that Kindle is having like 67% of market share in the US. And another estimate that of the 3 e-readers one buys, 2 are Kindle. So the Kindle is still possessing the highest market share out of all rivals. Next, we discuss about the critical success factors. There are 5 success factors I consider to be the most crucial to Kindle strategy. The first is Amazon ecosystem. So, what do you do with 137 million customers? Ask them to buy the Kindle. So, the Kindle is shown in the Amazon homepage. And Amazon is using its customer base in its Prime program to offer a program to offer its buyer to buy the Kindle. And the users with Amazon Prime actually borrow the book for free. And the Kindle is priced at a very low price to its customer. And it's actually the lowest in the market. So with Amazon ecosystem, it has a huge opportunity to expand its Kindle market share. Also, Amazon is the biggest ebook store in the web, and it's really possessed in the Kindle strategy. So according to product success factor, a product is likely to become successful if it market proficiently and commit a significant amount of resources to selling and promoting a successful products. I would see that Amazon is very serious in possessing the Kindle because it sees the future in digital format. The Sony doesn't see it, and the Sony, even though wrap early engines, but the market share is pretty low compared to Kindle at this time because it doesn't devote most resources to promote the Sony Reader. Another critical success factor is international market early entrance. This is interesting because Amazon is very early in approaching international market. As an eBay seller myself, I see international market account for 70% of what I saw on eBay. So the Kindle is available from customers from over 100 countries. which is very big number. And the Kindle can be shipped worldwide. And also, in order to do this, the copyright issue have been negotiated and shaped by Amazon. For example, if one buy the book The Perfect Thing in London, the UK publisher Ebury will get the sales instead of the US publisher Simon & Schuster's. So the Kindle International Edition also have the Brainstorm Dictionary, Unicode, and also all kind of tools needed for customer to view the book in its own language. Another success factor is high performance to cost. The Kindle is the lightest ebook reader, weighing only 6 ounces. And also it has the lowest price, $69. And also it's the thinnest too. And the ebook store has 1 million books available. And also the ebook price is relatively cheaper than competitors. So with this, one can get a very high performance device at a much cheaper price to competitors. And also we have to mention that if you buy the Kindle on Amazon, you don't have to pay the sales tax. If you buy the Barnes & Noble, Nook, or even its ebook, you have to pay the sales tax. So the price is, for the Kindle, is much cheaper compared to the Nook. The Nook is priced at $79 compared to the Kindle lowest at $69. Another success factor is the well-planned R&D process. As I mentioned above, Amazon has utilized a business model to incorporate the latest technology to the device. The device is developed by Lab 126, and now the Kindle is having all kinds of newest technology. It has WhisperNet, the backlight Kindle, text-to-speech, and all kinds of fancy features. Please note that the backlight Kindle is much different than the backlight introduced at the Nook Low Light, because the Kindle backlight is dispersed evenly within the device, while the Nook the light is only dispersed in the top of the device, so making the Kindle more readable. And also the Kindle has the highest market share, highest contrast rate in the e-readers. And also we have to mention the new patent by Amazon. Amazon is always pursuing new strategy to incorporate newest technology into its products. The newest patent just filed under Jeff Bezos' name. It's called with this patent, the power and content can be delivered wirelessly from the nearby station. We also receive and process user input. And this is believed that Amazon is going to put a lot of stations in college in order to receive and wirelessly deliver content to college students. The next, we talk about the direct publishing program, KDP. So Kindle is among the first retailers to offer individual author its direct publishing program, which removed the needs for the third-party publisher. And with this program, the royalty for author can be as much as 35 to 70% for every book sold, and you don't have to pay any setup fee in order to get your ebook in the Kindle store. A lot of people see a huge success with this Kindle publishing program, such a huge poet who sell more than 500,000 copies on Amazon and get 5,000 reviews, even before that its print format is published. So this illustrates an excellent illustration for self